Hello, happy Tuesday, third graders. I wanted to pick up where we left off yesterday. So yesterday we showed you a sample of what your little graphic organizer is going to look like so that you can use it when you're researching, when you're developing your idea, when you're drafting, and when you actually produce a piece. So today I thought I would show you what I've done so far. Now, granted, I know that we already have a piece that now is on your webpage that you can access anytime you want to use as a guide. But I wanted to show you a process instead of what that might look like. So let me go ahead and share my screen and then show you what I've been working on. So first of all, today we're going to continue collecting notes. So I'm going to show you how I've been doing that. We're going to take our own notes by putting new information in our own words, which is really important. Anytime you do any research, you find what somebody else said and you're like, wow, it's really cool. But then you put it in your own words when you actually use it, because otherwise you're like stealing somebody else's ideas. We're going to also look at ways to decide what do you do when there's more than one topic on the page. Like, how do you use that? And then also, you might have even already, because I know I did, even though we already have a story, I've started to develop an idea based on the little bit of research that I've done. So let's pull this down and I want to show you. This is, all right, first, before I do that, let me just show you what I've got so far. By the way, I called my document the Woolly Mammoth Brazil Hybrid. I don't know why. I do know why, but it's too long of a story to tell you. Anyway, so this is the notes that I've taken so far. I have a little bit of information about plants and animals living in the rainforest, that bats and rodents are the largest number of animals living in the rainforest, and then frogs and insects and snakes, second largest number. And then there's 400,000 plants. I thought that was really cool. I learned about Christmas and how they put the children put the shoes in the open windows, that their Santa Claus or Papa Noel can put the gifts in the shoes. I learned about New Year's Eve and how they party on the beach. Unlike here, because the weather's so beautiful, they put little presents and things like that for this goddess of water, and they put them in the little boats and they sail them off. I learned about Carnival, which you guys have already done with your teachers, which we have done in our class also. Haven't found anything yet about clothing, dance, and music in the economy, families and homes and landmarks, but I did find out some information about food and drinks, like salt cod balls, which are like meatballs, but instead of them being made with meat, they're made with this type of fish called salt cod. The Easter ring cake, cassava or cassava, I forget, which is a starchy root vegetable. It looks a lot like a potato. It's used in a lot of recipes that I've already looked at, but I haven't put them on my notes. It's impolite to eat with your hands in Brazil. Even if you were to pick up a pizza or a burger, you would use a napkin to pick it up because it's not polite to put your bare hands on food. Anyway, and then I found like some other stuff. But this was interesting to me, the people of the rainforest. I didn't see exactly where that would fit in here, so I decided to start my own category. There's 30 million people living in the rainforest. Girls chase monkeys, boys swim in the rivers. They play in bare feet. Men teach the boys and other children how to hunt. Women teach the girls to harvest and plant. All the children learn which plants could be eaten and which ones are poisonous and which could be used as medicine. I thought all that was really interesting. So that led me to think that maybe I might want to write about a kid who goes on a vacation to Brazil and they take an excursion to the rainforest. And in the rainforest, that's where they learn about these 430 animals living in the rainforest. And that's where they learn about um, the customs and so forth, and maybe possibly other things that I will learn when I do my research. The problem was I didn't really know where I was going to find that out. So I ended up going to Epic. Now I'm going to encourage you all to do this. Have different tabs open. So I have tabs open of the books that I'm researching with Epic, and I also have my tab open for my sports and recreation. And the way you do that is you just click the X or you do File, New Tab. You can do either one. And if you click that, if you click the X, it takes you to a place where you can type in another search. All right, so I don't really need that right now, but nonetheless, I can get rid of that. So here I am. I looked up Amazon rainforest. This was a book that I found, and as I was searching through, because I'm only looking for people, there's animals and there's plants, there's all kinds of stuff in this book. You'll see, look it. There's a lagoon and there's a canopy, and okay, that's fine. But I'm not looking for that right now. I'm looking for people. Up, here's people. I'm going to start looking up information about people. And look at what I found. I was invited to visit a village of the Matsis tribe. They are an indigenous people who live deep in the rainforest. The villagers showed me around their gardens and longhouses called malocas. Now I know for sure that it is possible to go to the rainforest and have people teach you. So that might be what my idea is going to be. So when I go and I start doing my research, I'm already honing in on what I think I might want to look for. It doesn't mean that I can't look up information about sports and recreation. It doesn't mean that I can't, right? Because why do I want to get married to my first idea, right? Just because I have an idea today on Monday or today on Tuesday doesn't mean that by Friday, maybe I'll have another idea. I don't know. So I'm not going to really get married to my idea right now, but I do kind of like it. So I'm going to keep looking for information that's going to support that, but I'm going to open my mind up to the possibility that something else might come along. All right. So anyway, I've sort of derailed that a little bit, but so that's my idea. So I was reading about this, and my guide spoke to the villagers. They told us about some of the threats to the indigenous tribes in the Amazon rainforest and all the problems that there are about the land, and outsiders want their land for logging, and all this information could be something that I could learn. And then as the child in my book, as the character in my book, the character can learn this. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to turn it into my own notes. So here it says the villagers showed me around their gardens and longhouses called malocas. I was offered a cup of chapo, which is a drink made of the type of banana called a sweet plantain. I'm not going to look at that. I'm gonna look away, because when I'm taking notes, I want to take notes in my own words. So I'm going to go now to home. I have a memory like a sieve. Things just go in one ear and out the other. I might have to look back. But right now, I'm going to write down. I already found out some information. I'm going to add to my information now. I'm going to say that chapo is a drink that is made from see already I'm forgetting. Oh, plantains. Plantains. Okay, which is like a banana. And I'm going to put that down. It's like a banana. It's not really a banana, but it's like a banana. Okay. I also just learned that, see already, I forgot, I have to look back now. I also learned, that the villagers live in longhouses called malocas. So I'm going to go back. The villagers live in malocas, which is a long house. And you probably remember that from second grade when you learned about the American Indian culture, that people lived in wigwams, and they also lived in longhouses. Hopefully you learned that. Okay, if not, well, you just learned it now from me. So that might be how I would zero my information in. And I'm going to continue reading. I'm going to look and see if this book has any more information. Oh, I arranged to go on a group expedition at night. I don't know if that's going to teach me. It looks like it's teaching me about sloths and everything. So I don't know if that's going to give me any more information. So maybe I'm done with this book and I want to go and find more books on Amazon rainforest tribes. All right. The other thing that came up when I was researching is that sometimes there's information on one topic and then on another topic in the same, like on the same page. So what do I do? Well, I start reading. And now here I was reading about how the people of Brazil celebrate Tiradentes Day. This holiday is in memory of Joaquim Jose da Silva Javier, a dentist who went by the name of Tiradentes. Dentes, as in dentists. Tiradentes led an unsuccessful rebellion for Brazil's independence. September 7th is their Independence Day. So I'm going to go to my page, and I'm just going to go on to I know I already have information on celebrations and festivals, and I know this is September 7th. September 7th is Tiradentes Day of Independence. Did I get that right? It's their independence. Whoops, wrong one. It's their Independence Day. No, April 21st is Tiradentes Day. See, I have to go back and check my research. So it's April, what's the date already? Oh my gosh. What happened? No, it's not September 7th. It is April 21st. All right, so now I'm going to put Tiradentes, April 21st is Tiradentes Day. And it's their day to sell it to honor this man who fought for, sorry, I'm terrible speller, fought for independence. I know it's not spelled right. Okay, and so, okay, so I have that information. I'm not closing my idea off on this. And I also want to put that in bold because it looks like I did that with the other holiday names, New Year's Eve, Carnival, and Christmas. So I want Tiradentes Day. But yeah, I go back to this page and it looks like, what do children do in Brazil for fun? Well, most of them play football. But then it starts to go off on how Brazil's very famous sport is football, and the national soccer team has won the World Cup many times, then Pele, and then blah, blah, blah. Many people live there. It's the best soccer player of all time. In 2016, they're going to host the World Cup. That's a lot of information on one page about lots of different things. So I'm going to go back to my woolly mammoth, and I'm going to say that celebrations and festivals, economy, dance and music, clothing, sports and recreation, football, which is also known as soccer, is a popular sport. And I can go back again and I could see that they have won the World Cup. They take soccer very seriously. Pele, I'm going to put Pele in my piece. Very popular sport. Pele is a famous player who the country recognizes as a sort of national hero. So I'm saying that because I read other things about Pele and watched a couple of videos, and from what I can gather now, he's somewhat of a national hero. I didn't get it specifically from that reading, but it mentioned it again, so I figured I would write it. So my point for you guys is that when you're doing research, you might come across lots of different topics on one page. You've got to put little bits and pieces of this in one area, bits and pieces of this in another area, and put some bits and pieces of this in yet another area in your graphic organizer. And the other thing is that once you reread, take some information down today, write a whole bunch of stuff, go to a whole bunch of books, put some information here, and then let it go for a day and come back to it the next day. Read what you have so far, because when you do it, you're going to be like, thinking I might want to write about X, Y, and Z right now based on what I have in my piece. I'm going to start to look for more information on that. I'm going to keep my mind open to other possibilities, but it's looking like maybe I'm going to write my piece on the people of the rainforest and how those people in the rainforest can teach my readers about animals and plants and things based on the interactions that my main character has with them. Now that I know from my reading that it is possible that you could actually interact with some of the people from the rainforest. Okay, it's a lot of information. But we believe in you. We do. We trust you, and we believe that you could actually do this. You're going to write a really cool story. It's only going to be a couple of pages long, but you're going to write a really cool story. And we trust and believe that you will be capable of doing this so that it's interesting and fun and we can learn something from you. Okay. Have a lovely day. Mwah. End meeting for all.